Okay, you guys, I'm gonna wait for a couple people to come on, and we're gonna talk about this real quick, and then I'm gonna hop off. I've seen it all over online, and we gotta talk about it. All right, you guys. So, if you've been on social media, you've probably seen that list going around of places that women don't want to go on a first date. So, I just wanted to ask: are there any of these places? Hey, hey, hey! Are there any of these places on this list that you would want to go on a first date? Are there anywhere on these places that on this list that you understand? Because I looked at the list and I can understand for the most part why most of these places, hey birthday twin, people don't want to go to. There's a couple places on the list that I actually do like, but I understand why a person wouldn't want to go there on a first date. Churches, I will not. I'm not going to the church. I'm not going to a church on the first date. Okay, so how about I start with the places that I would go to? I'm just gonna list the places and then I start where I would go to. And then I'll tell you why I think people don't want to go to these places on the first date. The places I would go to are the movies. I'm not wild about going to movies on a first date because I don't feel as though we can really talk. And the point of a first date is to get to know each other. But I did have a first date at the movies a few years ago actually. We went to go see Bohemian Rhapsody. We talked a lot before the movie. We talked about how much we liked Queen and being a fan of them and what we expected, blah, blah, blah. We went in there, it was a great movie. Afterwards, we talked, we sat in the car, went home. That date did leave me feeling as though we didn't really get to talk personally. And we really didn't get to know each other personally. We talked a lot about being fans of their music and different things like that. But I just, I didn't. Oh, I didn't see it. I don't really expect any kind of respect or value when it comes to the beauty community. I don't really expect to be included in anything. It's kind of just what it is at this point. Thank you so much, Bella J. Another place that I would go for a date on this list is bowling. I think bowling is fun. Now, a lot of people don't like bowling. A lot of people don't know how to bowl. A lot of people don't like to be put in situations where they don't know how to do something. But personally, I like bowling. I find bowling really fun. I like bowling alleys. I like bowling alley food. But I guess I can understand why somebody wouldn't want to. Some girls are not active and fun and don't like to do that kind of thing. And this is not even a dig, but I get it because I used to be like that. I used to kind of be like, you know what I mean? But if I'm comfortable with you and we have a vibe, we can have fun and laugh on the first date. Some people don't want to be fun and don't want to laugh on the first date. As weird as that sounds, some people really want to establish some type of intimacy, some type of romance or something like that, and don't feel like fun places would do that. I would definitely ice cream dates, coffee dates, Starbucks, all those type of really light dates. I don't know, don't inspire me to really open up like that. It feels so hurry, hurry, hurry. I've got something else to do. I've got 20 more dates. And I think ultimately that's why people like to be really, really cheap on dates because they're dating a ton of people. I think when somebody's invested in you and invested in getting to know you, they won't mind making a small investment in a date. I'm not going to sit here and say you have to spend a ton on a date because you don't. But I think the mindset and the mental process behind you spending $10 or $15 on a date is you date a lot. You don't want to make an investment because you're dating a ton of people, I guess. The rest of the places I'm not really wild about because for me personally, I never get a chance to wear my really nice clothes and my nice shoes. I never really get a chance to put on my jewelry and perfume and be cute and go out and be admired and be the butterfly. And you can't do that in Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle. You really can't do that. You know what I mean? I think women just want the opportunity to be beautiful and be seen, you know what I'm saying? And be on the arm of a guy, you know? Like, you're bringing me to Applebee's, Chili's, Cheesecake Factory, Olive Garden. These places are family oriented, white napkin places. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go and eat somewhere where there's going to be a lady with her 3 kids and they're going to be screaming and crying, digging in their nose. The waitress is going to be tired. You know, it's not a vibe. It doesn't say I don't really feel as though it says something negative about the guy, but I don't feel like there's any thought behind it. I don't need you to spend $1 million. You can, the same amount of money that you would spend in Applebee's. Let's say a date at Applebee's for 2 people, a couple of drinks, dessert, and food comes to $85 with tip. You can take that same $85 or whatever the case may be and pick somewhere that has a little bit more prestige. Like, that's just my opinion. You know, I don't know. Definitely not church, because that can be really intimate and personal for some people, and then some people are not religious or just have church hurt and don't want to go to church. Denny's, IHOP, a buffet, Red Lobster. All these are great for dates, but a first date, I feel like this is both of our first chance to impress one another. And I'm not saying you gotta knock it out of the park or you gotta spend $100,000, because you really don't. For me, it's the ambiance. For me, it's the environment. For me, I don't know. It's very superficial, and the younger generation is superficial. My husband and I first date was at a diner in Brooklyn. Fast forward, and we just celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary. A diner can be nice, you know what I mean? For me, it's the ambiance. Like, okay, so if your intention is to get to know me and talk, and you know, for us to open up to each other, I really can't do that, or don't want to do that, or don't really feel like I would be able to get to that level in some super bright place with all these people and dishes. Like, it's like sensory overload. I don't like to be around children or families. It's not a vibe for me. You know what I mean? I can understand where some people I can understand both sides. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm trying to think, how about I go out on a date out here? I went to the movies. I went to see, Smile. And it was okay. Obviously you can't really talk in the movies, so that was kind of weird and awkward. And then after the movies, we kind of sat in his car and talked a little bit. We drank like a beer, and I didn't really know him. We didn't really get to converse, so I felt uncomfortable with him in his car. And at that point, I was just ready to go. You know what I mean? It wasn't a vibe for me. Times were different 23 years ago. I'm 45 now, and from a different time. For me, I don't know how much time has to do with it. It's a very personal thing. It depends on the woman that you're dating. It depends on her interests. It depends on her love language. I'm trying to think where my ideal date would be. I wouldn't mind a bowling. I wouldn't mind going to a nice bar. You know what I mean? I don't want to go to a bar where there's a whole bunch of single people flying around looking to hook up. Like, if there's a nice bar somewhere that's like kind of low key, they've got music, but I can still hear you. We can have some drinks, we can have some food, we can shoot some pool. I can look cute, I can wear a cute dress or something like that. There are going to be other maybe couples, maybe it's a little upper scale. Then we can do something like that. You know what I mean? Hookah bar. I don't really smoke hookah. But I like simple. I don't drink, so bar would not work for me. I can completely understand that. You know what I mean? Ice cream dates are cool. Um, like I guess it depends on the situation. Like where are we sitting? What's happening? What's going on? You know what I mean? Because it depends on the kind of girl that you're looking for. If you're looking for somebody rough and tumble, who's gonna like sit on the roof of her car and wear some jeans and a flannel or some type of button up, dress down, then I guess that's your girl, and take her and get some ice cream and you guys can go sit on the car and she doesn't care if she gets dirty or whatever like that, then that's cool. I can be and have been that girl, but yeah, it depends on the situation, it depends on the age, it depends on your connection. How much have you talked before this date? These claim to be so high value and alpha and all this stuff, and then they have you sitting at IHOP, and IHOP has the worst coffee, such cheap, disgusting steak. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I personally really, really like cheesecake. I've been to Cheesecake Factory on a date. It wasn't a first date, but it was a date. We went to see the movie with Brad Pitt sometime in America. I forget the name of the movie, but it was really good. And then we went to the Cheesecake Factory. I always get jambalaya or pepper shrimp. And then I get the sea salt caramel cheesecake. I love Cheesecake Factory. I like Cheesecake Factory. Applebee's is okay. I like Chili's. I like Chipotle. Chipotle's hit or miss. You know what I mean? And another thing with some of these places are they're so hit or miss. A lot of times if you bring somebody out and the establishment is a screw up of an establishment, that might put them in a bad mood. Like my mom, I'll take my mom out on dates, and if the food is not good, if the drink is not good, if it's a cheapy place, if the food comes out cold, if the environment sucks, if there are loud kids, if people are coming in to pick up food, if you're sitting in a poor location, if they seat you near the bathroom, like let's not act like these places don't treat you like crap sometimes. If you sit my mom near the bathroom, the whole vibe is done. You know what I mean? Her food comes out cold or messed up or oily or greasy. Like some of these places like just don't have a reputation for giving good service. And I feel like people don't take that into consideration, and they always try to act as though women are trying to be difficult. It's like, no, I'm trying to have a good time. I want to dress nice. I want to feel good. I want to feel like you put thought into it. Yeah, I want to feel like you made a small investment, especially if we are really dating for love. If I'm just like, whatever, I'm bored on a Friday night, cool, come on, let's go to a hookah bar, cool, come on, let's go somewhere. Sometimes the dates can end up being the best relationships when you're calm and when you're relaxed and when you're going with the flow. They can be great. Personally, I would like to go to like a Korean barbecue or hibachi. They have like a little bit of a more upper class feel. It has a little bit of culture. I love Asian food. I feel like the service is generally on par. The food is fresh. I want fresh, good food. I want to have a nice time. I want to be able to look cute. I want to be able to talk to you. I want to feel like I can open up and be flirty and cute. I can't open up and be flirty and cute with you with the pissed off waitress who's about to switch her shift. So she comes over and tells you guys, hey, if you guys are done eating, I'm just going to leave the check here because I'm about to switch shifts. And now you have it. It just feels cheap. It just feels, ugh. It just feels lowbrow. And it's just a waste of a nice outfit. You know what I mean? This lighting is terrible. I did my makeup and everything to look cute, and you brought me to Chili's. If you didn't have the money for a date, maybe we should have just rescheduled. You know what I mean? Because some of these places are the type of places that you go with your girls when you guys are feeling really cheap. Hey girl, what's up? I heard they got them Dollaritas down at Applebee's. You want to go get some Dollaritas, get some little apple, some little, what's the name of them ribs? The whiskey ribs or whatever, a little cheap, lowbrow, white napkin, cheapy place. And it's not to say that you can't find love, and it's not to say that There haven't been great relationships built in these cheap places. Not even to say that it's about the price. I feel like the ambiance is cheap. I feel like when you walk in there, it smells cheap. It smells like grease. It's just, this is where you bought me a queen, I guess. You know what I mean? But then there's also the mindset that I'm not going to spend a lot on my first date. I don't know you that well. You know what I mean? Let's work up to better environments. Let's work up to spending more on a date. You know what I mean? First date should be fun and getting to know one another. Nothing serious. Serious dates come after you find find out more about the person, belief system, economics, family, health, etc. My husband, then boyfriend, had me listening to motivational speaking and engaging in discussion about living a positive, healthy life. He's into positivity, financial wellness, and positive living. I like that, and that's obviously something that you are already interested in. You know what I mean? And this comes from using your discernment and speaking and getting to know the person before you take them somewhere. That could have easily been something that would have thrown you off or not been something you were interested in. I just wanted to bring this conversation to you guys because I thought it was interesting, and I was sitting here watching Chicago PD and it popped up on my Facebook page and I thought it was so funny. I went live earlier. I said, let's talk about this really quick and see how you guys feel about it. The gym can be okay on a first date. No, I probably wouldn't want to go to the gym on a first date. I don't know. If you guys met and it was understood that you both have an interest in the gym, if you met, I wouldn't say if you met at the gym, if you met online, maybe you're both fitness influencers and it's like, hey, I'm gonna be here, you're gonna be here, or would you like to come to this really cool gym with me? Or hey, my gym is doing something, then I guess. But it depends on the age, it depends on the situation, you know what I mean? It depends on the type of people that you guys are. Because a lot of these places I could see working for certain people and certain personalities. I don't think there's anything with low or high end. And dating problems would be if that's the only place we ever go. Yeah, you know what? It's not so much about high or low end when it comes to the price. I'm more about the ambiance. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm easily affected by the energy of a place. If you bring me somewhere, we're supposed to be getting to know each other and talking to each other, and there's all this stuff going on, and there's lights and there's people and here and there, and I'm just like, it just irritates me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, let's go somewhere quiet. Let's go somewhere low key. You know what I'm saying? I'm already kind of like withdrawn. Here I am in the middle of, Applebee's, and there's a lady sitting across from me, or a baby's crying, or she's got some toddler who's staring at me the whole time. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me the out of here. I am aggravated. I am irritated. I am through. Somebody said there's like family functions on this list. I do not want to meet your family on the first date. I do not want to go and be around tons of people, period, especially your family. Absolutely not. And then there's this one, drinking or at a bar can be okay. But what happens is, I don't want either of us to be in the position where we overdrink. I don't want to end up doing or saying anything that wouldn't be something I would have done or said sober, perhaps. And then, are we drinking on an empty stomach? Should I eat first? You know what I mean? I don't know how keen I am. Number one, I'm not going to go on a date with you if I'm not heavily considering you. And I think we should talk a lot before agreeing to meet each other in person. That's just me. I think we should have a few conversations and maybe even talk in person before going out with one another, because I do think it is a physical, mental, emotional, and financial investment. You guys know that maybe you don't know, but I'm a little bit of a shut-in. and I don't want to be bought out. I don't want to leave my house and get dressed and risk my life, hop in a car, Uber, go through all this stuff, go somewhere to meet you at this $4 environment. It's aggravating, it's bright, it's irritating, there are people everywhere, there's clanking and there's this and there's that. And I'm just overexerted and overstimulated, hella irritated and ready to go. And that can just ruin the vibe in itself. That can make the best, most amazing woman or man super freaking irritated. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I do like the thoughtful picnic dates and stuff like that. Like, I live in the Dominican Republic. Obviously, it's very beautiful. Sometimes when I go on walks, I'm just like, oh my God, it is so romantic out here. You know what I mean? If somebody said, like, and this is somebody that we've already had conversations. We established that we like each other's vibe. We've talked for a couple weeks, maybe even a month before the first date. I know that sounds a little outlandish. And it's like, come on, I'm gonna pick you up. I wanna take you for a picnic. Now you have something in this basket. You know what I mean? You have some nice, decent sandwiches or some wine. You've got a radio. Maybe you bring a hot spot. We can watch a movie or something. You have your car hooked up. We can do something like that. Cool. And I love to work out. I work out all the time. Um, Working out can develop an intimacy, you know what I mean, but it can also set the stage for discomfort and mansplaining. My last experience in the gym with a guy was where he was like constantly trying to explain things to me that I already knew, and it was kind of like, it can be kind of hard to work out with somebody that you don't know that well. It's like, are we doing more talking? Is this more about really us talking and getting to know each other? Is this about working out? How do we combine the two worlds? When I work out, I work out. Like, if we're just like maybe meet in a park and work out with one another, walk around a track, have some drinks, some healthy snacks or whatever, sit down, really get to know each other. But in an actual gym, are there going to be a ton of other people there making noise and doing things? I think, as you guys can see, I'm a little bit sensitive. Shut up, Leonard. As you guys can see, I'm a little bit sensitive to hyper, lots of things going on and lots of people around. Like, I just don't like it. You know what I mean? If I've agreed to go on a date with you, I'm looking for intimacy. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. It sounds like maybe the younger generation just wants to be more considered. You know what I mean? I can go with the flow, but I'm not going to just so I can be considered easy. If we are going to spend time together, I would like to do something that I would like to do. You know what I mean? I've been on the first date in the gym. It was okay. The guy was a trainer, owned his gym. Afterwards, we went to dinner and talked. It was fun. See, that's different than just kind of going to a gym with a guy and it's just like, so is this about you training me and you working me out? Like, it's kind of, I don't know. But like I said, the gym is great. My husband was into bodybuilding when we met. His father used to compete. I took an interest in their lifestyle. My husband gives me so much because I don't pressure him at all. You're such a see, and that's like, if you take an interest in something that they're doing and you're willing to be interested in it, I feel like if you both have an interest, it can work. If one person really doesn't, it can work. But bringing somebody into, your world where they don't have much of an interest and then you penalize them because they're not into that, I feel like that's messed up because it could have been a connection otherwise, but maybe this person's just not into working out or working out with men, which can be hard, especially when you already have your own knowledge and you already work out a certain way. It can be kind of frustrating. I hate that this list comes out and I feel like it's made to make women sound like bad people. it's made to make women sound as if we're so complicated rather than we're just having preferences. Because what we could have did is we could have created a list of characteristics that men constantly complain about with women, whether it be makeup, hair, nails, lip gloss, eyelashes. Like, y'all complain so much, and then you want to bring me to any old raggedy ass place, and you want me to be okay with it so I can be seen as easygoing. And no, I don't want to. I don't know. You know what I mean? I can understand a lot of these places not wanting to go to. I don't want to go to your house and watch movies with you in your home. No, I don't. You know what I mean? I feel like they should. This is what I'm saying too. I feel like you should. I feel like there should be conversation. I feel like you guys generally should have some type of understanding of one another. You should have an understanding of, you know what, this is not a sporty girl, you know, or this girl, she's really quiet. Like with me, you're gonna be like, okay, she's kind of quiet, you know what I mean? She's kind of low key. She's not gonna want to be in a position where we're playing team sports or, you know, playing with a whole bunch of. I'm trying to go on a date with you, okay? I don't want to go and play team dodgeball. Now, there are some girls who would love that. Oh, she's super competitive. She's super outgoing. She's a team joiner. She's, you know, she's extroverted. She's going to love that. She's going to love it. She's going to run her mouth. Some girls like to talk trash. They're super competitive. That's not me. You know what I mean? So, no. I would do well in a really quiet environment, somewhere where we can talk. Somewhere where so I think ultimately I would like I said, a pool hall where I can pick music. I have a very eclectic music taste. I love to share that with people. I want, you know, I'm gonna go to the jukebox and you play a song that really makes you feel good, then I'm gonna play a song. I suck at pool, but I love it. I love a drink, I love a chicken wing. I'm not an expensive girl. I'm not a girl that's hard to please. But some of these places are trash. And it's really about the environment for me. It's really about everything else that's going on. It's really about me wanting to look and feel a certain way. And I feel like they put these lists out to make women sound like assholes. And I'm just not here for it. You know what I mean? As much rambling, as much dragging, as much crap talking as they do about women, it's just like, holy moly, like when, where, and how do we win? You know what I mean? So now I'm a bad person because I don't want to go to Applebee's. It's not about the fact that, oh, Applebee's plates are only this amount of money. Applebee's has a shitty environment, okay? If you're the kind of person who is like, I don't want to say desperate or hard pressed, but if you're willing to look past so much just because you want to be with a person, then that may be the kind of person where you can bring anywhere and do anything. But if you are the kind of person like, no, I'm not hard pressed, I have options, and this just wasn't a good date for me. And I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the ambiance. I didn't enjoy the food. It was very loud. There were kids everywhere. There were people coming in and out. They sat us in a crappy location. It was bad. The waitress was overworked and underpaid. Like all of that other stuff has a lot to do with how your date is gonna go. And I feel like they put us in a position to either accept anything so we can be considered easygoing and nice, or they bring you somewhere crappy and you don't have a good time and you can't say anything about it. And it's just like, okay, no. Okay, I can relate. I'm not a sports girl, so a sporting event or playing a sport is not a fit for me. I love to laugh, so dinner and a comedy show would work for me. A comedy show would be really great. A comedy show would be really great. I just don't want to, I don't want to sit in the front because I don't want to become a part of the show. Comedy show is good. You can talk, you can laugh, you can relate, you can have a drink. You don't gotta spend $1,000 on me on the first date. I don't care. I eat well, you know what I'm saying? Cool. I'm a Chili's type of gal. Full rack of ribs, dry rub, honey chipotle. I feel you because I love Cheesecake Factory food. The environment for me for a first date would be a little overwhelming. I like that Jamaican pepper shrimp or the jambalaya, the key lime cheesecake or the sea salt and caramel cheesecake. Once I was in a relationship with my ex, that was one of our favorite places to go, right there in Glendale at the Glendale Mall. And then if we didn't have their dessert, which I always wanted, we would go to Cupcakes and we would walk around and we would eat cupcakes and just talk and window shop. Because it really doesn't have to be hard, but I really think men want to escape getting to know women, take you to wherever they see fit, whatever little environment, and then if you don't like it, you're a bad person. You're not a good girl. You're not a good pick. You're this. You're that, bro. Why would you bring me to the gym? I don't like to work out. This is not me. I love to work out. But this is the type of stuff that guys do. They don't want to get to know you. They want to bring you somewhere that's going to cost $8 because they're going on 500 dates. Get to know somebody, use some discernment, and then make the wisest choice. But they don't want to get to know you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to see what it is that you like. They don't like conversing. It's just like, man, I've got this girl and I took her to Applebee's and she got an attitude because she's a vegan and there was nothing there for her to eat. You didn't bother to talk to the woman? Girl, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm worth more than that, absolutely. I was just saying to someone else, I'm not gonna be happy if some dude wants to take me to Cheesecake Factory. I mean, a Caribbean restaurant? Yes, both Caribbean Trini Jamaican restaurant works. Oh, we got roasted at the comedy. That's hilarious. See, now that's a memory. You know what I mean? Even like a fair, if there's like a fair in town, fairs are great because there's food, there's snacks, there's games, there's walking and talking. There are areas where you can go off and be alone. You know what I mean? Something unique like a drive-in or a pull-up movie or something. Even if it's like, look, I wanted to create an experience for you. If the guy happens to have a house or live in a house or you know somewhere, you can hang a sheet, get a projector, pull out some picnic foods, some wine, a radio. But that's me personally. Some girls are gonna be like, no, I don't want to sit outside. I don't want to sit on the floor. I'm gonna get bit by mosquitoes. I don't want to watch a movie on a sheet. You know what I mean? But there are creative ways to have dates that don't break the bank. You know what I mean? I'm fine with a small restaurant and it's not the price of the restaurant, but I think I need you to think a bit harder for the first day. Absolutely. I just wanted to see if I was the only one that had this mindset because a lot of those places on the list, not terrible in general. But do I want to go to Olive Garden on my first date? No, because Olive Garden is where I go when I'm going on my self dates. I go there, I get the soup, salad, and breadstick. I eat 50 bowls of salad. I eat like 5 breadsticks. I eat 1,000 bowls of chicken gnocchi. You know, that's my self date place. Applebee's and Chili's are my girl date places. You know what I mean? Cheesecake Factory is like where I would take my mom. You know what I mean? I'm okay. But yeah, I just feel like ultimately there's always there's a lot going on in the space of relationships and men and women, and they're really pitting us against each other. Like the lady said, it does not have to be hard. It does not have to be hard. You just have to know who you're dating. You know what I mean? You just have to understand what vibe the person's on. And I'm the type of girl who I like to plan dates. Once you've shown me a couple of good times, either I'm gonna cook a bomb ass meal for you because I listen. I know what food you like. I know what drinks you like. I know what dessert you like. I know what music you like. I know what movies you like. I know everything. And I'm a gift giver. I'm very giving. I'm too giving. You know what I mean? So I have no problems. Like when I'm out here in Dominican Republic, I'm always keeping my eyes open. Like, ooh, this would be cute. Like when I meet a little guy, we're having a date over here. I'm gonna order some citronella candles so the mosquitoes aren't bothering us. I'm gonna get a couple of bottles of wine. I already know what kind of like little food, little snack thing I would bring. I would bring my computer out here with my charger. I would have some movies on my hard drive. I would probably lay it on a plastic bag first so it's not wet. You know, I think around this time, around sunset would be perfect. I'm willing to put thought into it. I'm willing to talk to you and pick your brain without you knowing to get to know you. You know what I mean? What's my So I feel like unless you're like a vegan or something like that, everybody likes chicken, right? I like to make chicken stew. This is like I make you want to marry me. Chicken stew. Okay, it's chicken, it's onions, it's cilantro, it's tomatoes, it's olives, it's plátano on the side, honey. I personally love jasmine rice, but we could do like obviously some sticky rice or some moro, some beans. I love it, it's good, it's filling, it's hearty, it's inexpensive. I can make a big pot of it. And then for dessert, I do the apple blossoms with the crusted sugar on top with some ice cream. With I love salt, I love caramel, sea salted caramel. Right? Some wine, baby, a couple of good classic movies. I'm in tune with you. I know what kind of movies you like. So I'm gonna be like we're talking, I'm like, what's your favorite coming of age movie? I love coming of age movies. Oh, you like Stand By Me? I'm downloading Stand By Me. It's on my hard drive. We're having a bomb time. I'm wearing your favorite color. Guys don't do this. And I think that's why I'm irritated. Because you just want to throw me in some cheap restaurant and I'm supposed to be okay with it so I can be, you know what I mean, okay with it. No, I'm a whole wife. That's why we're not going to get things confused. That's why I'm protecting myself so fiercely. Because I'm a whole wife. I know my value. I know my worth. I know what it brings to the table. I know how I give it up. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. And this is what I'm saying too. Men normally take you on dates that are representative of how they feel about you and what they want from you. Like me personally, I never get to go out and feel cute and pretty. You know what I'm saying? I want to wear something cute and pretty. I want to wear a lip gloss, a little lash, a little cat eye. Not too much makeup because if I really like you, we know guys don't love makeup. So I'm not going to beat myself down how I would beat myself down to hang out with my girls or my mom. But I want to look pretty. I might wear a new perfume or a new oil. Look, I smell good, huh? You know what I mean? Like I want to feel giddy and giggly and silly and frisky and flirty and sexy, and I cannot feel that way in Cheesecake Factory. Okay, I just can't. You know what I'm saying? Bring me to a cute little rooftop bar or something like, you know what I'm saying? So everyone can be like, oh, that's you. And I be like, you know what I'm saying? It's our first date. Like, why y'all want to see me like that? Why you want to bring me to Chili's? What's really tea? I don't want to do that. Like, oh my God. Ooh, okay, so I like to wear, like I've been wearing Lancome Idole. I find that I get the most compliments when I wear that from men. Like, oh wow, you smell good, you smell good. Or you know what? Ooh, what's the name of it? Amore. That's a throwback, that's kind of old, but men love that scent. I've also noticed that men love scents that they recognize. Like vanilla, something like cashmere, husky, musky, unisex scents, they love. Okay? What is that? I'm not telling you what this is. You're not going to tell your next girlfriend about my scent. Get out of here. You know what I mean? So I love that. And then Dove has this like deodorant spray. Men love it. It has a little bit of like baby amore, okay? It has a little bit of a rose scent to it, and it is otherworldly. It is otherworldly. And then is it black opium or black opal? Baby, La Bohème. What you know about? I'm glad we're on the same page now because I thought y'all was turning against me. But ultimately, if there are any men watching beside Leonard, like just put a little thought into it. You know what I mean? Women are not as difficult as you would think. Like there are certain ways to position questions and to spin conversations that you will find these things out. You will find these things out. You know what I mean? I don't think it's as hard as people make it, but I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that you just say, "Hey, I can't do this, I can't do that, so let's just do this." You know what I mean? That's not cool. Like honestly, there's so many cool things that you can do. CK1 is definitely it's a vibe. It smells so good. It smells so good. I love Tom Ford effing fabulous. That is a what are you wearing? What is that? That smells so good. Tom Ford effing fabulous. I have the oil. It smells so good. So good. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so many, I feel like there's just so many different things and ways to have a really good time with a woman. Sipping and painting, honey, candle making. Women like to do things with their hands a lot of times, whether it be painting or creating something, making something. Take a little tie-dye class. Doesn't have to be super expensive. Doesn't have to be, Ruth Chris or what's the name of that place? That really expensive restaurant in LA. Doesn't have to be that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like ultimately listen to the girl, find out what she likes, and then find a place, and before you get there, look online at the menu to see what the vibes are. Like if you're like, listen, I don't want you to get a truffle crusted steak for $1,000. Well, make sure there's no truffle crusted steak on the menu because you don't know what she's gonna do. You know what I mean? We should have more conversations before we date. You gotta know. Yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know. And I think ultimately a lot of guys don't like to do that because they're not really looking for a partner. They're looking to take you, to get you drunk or get you in the house and do Netflix and chill, or to just bring you to something that they would do anyway without you. So a gym date, like I'm gonna go there anyway. What are you bringing me to the gym for? Do you really want to work out with me? Do you really want to, is it that you want to touch and have a physical connection with me? Or is it that it's your passion? Like the lady said, he was a gym owner, he owned his own gym. Now that would really spark my interest because, oh wow, this is your gym, so this is your baby. So you're passionate about this, so you love this. Oh my God, so that's cool, so tell me more. So now I'm invested because you're invested. But if you're just like, okay, well meet me at LA Fitness at 8 o'clock and we're in there with a whole bunch of people sweating and huffing and farting protein farts, baby, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. You know what I mean? But if you're really into fitness, but you don't own a gym where we could actually have quality private time, take me somewhere nice. Take me to like a little beach area or a park, or you know what I mean? If you have like a cool backyard or something like that, and we can sit and we can talk and we can laugh and we can chuckle and you can show me some things. Maybe I express to you like, man, I used to go to the gym, I don't like it anymore, but I really want to get my upper body in shape, and you can bring me to your house and you can be like, hey, well, I'm going to just show you some things, you know what I'm saying, to help you invest in yourself. You can do these at home, blah, blah, blah. We have a couple of drinks, we laugh, you show me workout, maybe we go grab some ice cream. I think what happens too is some of these dates are so short or they're so small, it doesn't really allow me to unfold. It takes me a little bit of time to unfold. You know what I'm saying? If you bring me somewhere and the only thing we do is get ice cream, it's not gonna give me the time that I need. You know what I mean? We were on a date for an hour and 45 minutes. No, like let's go somewhere and talk and ha ha he he, and then we get ice cream, and then maybe we'll go on another walk and talk, and then maybe we'll go and we'll look at something or we'll do something. Like, do you really want to get to know me or not? because I don't have time, because I could have stayed in my damn house. Okay, I could have stayed in my house. My feet hurt. I feel fat. I'm in a sausage. I'm in this outfit. You got me out here. You barely even talked to me. We were on this date for 45 minutes. What is tea? You brought me out the house to bring me to, like, come on, babe. Let's go to a museum. Let's go to the African American, art history museum. You know what I'm saying? You listened to me talk and you found out that I was really interested in Maya Angelou. Let's go listen to some poetry. Let's go see some stand up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't feel like people want to put thought into things. I feel like they want to throw you in these situations where you're not going to have a good time, and then they want to bash you. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the library because my favorite author is going to be there doing some readings or something like that. Or, I talk to you about my passion for developing online businesses. Maybe you bring me to a library and we have some books out and we do some research and we talk and we laugh and you have some food delivered or something. I watch too many Hallmark movies. I need you to do a little something for me. Like, I want you to show some effort. I want to get home from my date and go, I thought I was dead, but I'm alive. And I'm very heterosexual. I want you to make me feel like, dang, I'm so glad he brought me home because I was about to ick up. Oh my God. But guys don't do that. Like, you don't talk, you don't know what I'm saying, you don't know how to get to know somebody. You don't pull it out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your problem? Golly. Besides, like I said, I'm working on being the best me so that I know that I'm the prize. Absolutely. Same. I'm minding my business because I don't really want to have to drill this into somebody. I feel like there are certain things that you will have to express to somebody that you like and that you love, certain types of things, but I think that you should just pay attention to me when I speak because I'm paying attention to you. I'm paying attention to you. If I like you or if I really want to get to know you, the things that you say, that you like, that you do, I'm paying attention. I'm paying hella attention. I'm paying all the attention. I may even actually take notes. I may even actually write it down. Because one thing I know that all people like is being listened to, being heard, being understood, and being considered. That is sexy. If you pop up with something that I love and I don't feel like I told you, you pop up with some sea salt and caramel ice cream sandwiches, I'm be like, how did you know I like those? I don't even tell you that. Or remember that time you told me that you gained 80 pounds over COVID because you were eating sea salt and ice cream sandwiches every day? Yeah. I bought these, but we can't have them until after dinner. I'm be like, so my thing is, my first name and your last name don't really sound that good together, but I can make it work. I can make it work. I have a very poetic name on its own, but I could throw your last name up there. I could throw your last name up there. Like, it's not, I don't know, I don't feel, I mean, child. Get away from my window. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say about that. Hi, Sheila. We're in here, we're talking about dating. No, but, I don't know. Hey, Philippe. I'm also a creative person. Like, I feel like anytime I talk to a guy, I express that. So if you show up and you say, hey, come on, we're going to the park. I bought a whole bunch of blank t-shirts and bleach and this and that, and we're gonna make t-shirts, and then we're gonna go skating, I'm gonna be like, I've arrived from a distant land. Okay. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to pop in and talk to you guys about it because I just feel like, what are we doing here, people? Do you know? I feel like a lot of the places listed are like first date places for people who have just started dating. Like if I had a little sister and she were dating, I'd be like, oh, that's cute. Where y'all going? Y'all going to Chili's? Oh, that's cute. Okay, and then you went to the movies. I love that. Adorable. Don't let him touch your cookie plate. No one's on the cooking plate. Who's taking you? Daddy? Okay, well, have fun on your little date. What you wearing? No, you can't wear perfume. Wear some body spray. You don't need to wear perfume. Wear some body spray. Okay, let me see your little boyfriend. What is that? Oh, that's cute. He's cute. Okay, have fun. Ooh, It feels like intro to dating places. You know what I mean? Did you have a good day today? I started my morning with you, and it's nice to be treated to this evening stream too. I had a really good day. I made dinner. I made some ground beef, zucchini, onions, peppers, tomatoes over rice. I missed my eating window, so I guess I didn't get to have dinner. So hopefully I'm not too hungry later this evening. I stay up late generally, but no, I had a good day. That's why I wanted to pop on with you guys again and see what was going on. I see this topic and I said, this is kind of funny. And I just said, let me pop on and talk to my folks, you know what I mean? And see what was up and see what the consensus was, see what the vibe was about it. And I think honestly, we've all come to the same conclusion that everyone's different. And it really takes you getting to know the person. A pop-up surprise first date, I just met you in the street. We didn't have any kind of conversation, hey, let's meet Friday at 3 kind of dates. Those can be really hit or miss, and I haven't really done that kind of thing in a while, but I think those are the kind of dates where you do coffee, you do something really general, but they can be the best too, you know what I mean? They can be really good. I'm trying to think of the relationships that I've had and where the first dates were. I had a first date at a movie. I had a first date at Tender Greens in LA. It was so good. Oh my God, it was so good. And it was like a daytime date. I had a first date at a pool hall. Okay. That relationship really wasn't like the best, but that date was cute. We had fun. We played quite a few rounds of pool, had mozzarella sticks, chicken wings, drinks. I got to play the jukebox. I love that. I love to play the jukebox because I don't really love top 40 music. I love music from the 90s and the early 2000s. I like to go watch people do karaoke. I don't know if I would do karaoke on the first date. I would have to feel really comfortable with the person. I don't care, I'm not the best singer. It's not about that. I don't know. I have a tendency to get a little shy about love. I hate falling in love because I forget about myself. That a word. Yeah. That has been my issue in the past for sure. For sure. I was actually talking about the kind of dates that I plan and how I am when I'm dating somebody and getting to know them and how attentive and detail oriented I am. And yeah. I've been avoiding relationships. I just don't have the time And a part of that is forgetting about yourself. A part of that is becoming like a slave to the relationship, meaning it's either about him or it's about us. Oftentimes there's no just me. So I think that's why this list kind of ticked me off, because it's just like they put this out to act as if it's so obscure that somebody might not want to do something like that. And if you don't, now you're a bad person. And I just hate that so much. You know, I put the person on a pedestal and that's not good. Now I'm caring about me. Absolutely. Absolutely. In my latest relationship, that was a huge part of the problem. He was somewhat of a celebrity. Everything that I did, for the most part, revolved around him, his career, his businesses, his products, things he needed help with, me helping him with marketing, me helping with this, me helping with that, me doing this, me doing that. And it was just like, and I think now I've internalized that, and I feel like relationships are so much work because the last relationship put me to so much work. You know what I mean? I do like to read. I haven't read any good books in a long time, and I wouldn't say that I necessarily have any favorite books. I haven't had favorite books since being very young, sadly, and this is something that I've been thinking about heavily. I haven't had. I've been reading business books. I've read some self-help books. Recently, I was talking about how to forget when you can't forgive. That was something that really helped me. I read The Art of Marketing. It was an ebook, but it is a hardcover, a soft cover. I don't know who wrote it. I have a book from Lamar Tyler that's about business. I used to read a lot of acting books. I haven't read for leisure or for fulfillment in a while, and I need to, because I used to read so much, and I love reading because it really helps me to improve my vocabulary, and I feel like that's important. Favorite author? I like Octavia Butler. I used to read a lot of, oh my goodness. I used to read them with my mom. What is her name? I'm embarrassed that I have to look this up, but we're gonna do that. Okay, that's not who I'm thinking about, but I read a lot of Terry McMillan books, and I was really too young to be. No, I wasn't too young, but I think she was a couple generations before me. But my mom liked her books, and my mom had a lot of her books. So when I graduated high school and I started to live with her, I was like reading a lot of those kind of books. You know what I mean? I used to read a lot. I don't so much anymore. You know, and I need to. And I've been wanting to like order some books. I have some ebooks, but do I ever have the time to like really sit and read? Like I'll put on an ebook and just listen to it, and I don't feel like that's the same. I like to hold books. I like to have books. I like to turn the pages. I'm gonna have to stay up tonight and look on Amazon and find some new stuff. It's been a long time. I don't feel like I've really, like I used to like Stephen King a lot. The Stand was one of my favorite books from him. Such a good, like, storytelling, amazing. But I don't think I probably haven't read like since like the coldest winter ever or something like that. Like that's years. And then not to belittle that writing style, but it's a little juvenile. But the stories are really good. You know, Terry McMillan writes a lot of really good stories revolving around relationships and Black women. And she does a really good job of expressing emotion that you can like relate to so much that you'll be either pissed or in love, hot in the pants. Like, you know what I mean? There's tons of people and books that I'm forgetting about, and I'm pretty sure once I turn this live off, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, no way. I like holding and turning the book's pages. I really do. You know what I mean? For the past couple of years, it's been business books, it's been marketing, it's been online merchandising, it's been about branding. And then before that, it was acting. I read some books from Peter Jankowski and getting cast. I read some books from Uta Hagan. I read books on different methods and methodology. And then there was makeup books. And I don't know how much they really count, but I actually wrote a book about makeup, applying makeup and Black women makeup, but I never put it out because I don't know. What else? Yeah, I definitely need to read more. You know, actually, I was watching. Yeah, ciao. Thank you so much, Philippe. You know, sometimes I get sad about how much stuff I haven't put out because, I mean, I don't know if it's to say that I don't have the confidence, but who knows if it's going to be supported. You know, it's not enough for people to, you know, I don't know, ciao. I ain't going to talk about it. But yeah. What else? Oh, so I've been watching Anne with an E on Netflix, and that kind of makes me want to read the book. I haven't read Anne of Green Gables since I was like 8 years old. They're putting out movies and stuff from my childhood, like Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Love that book. Oh my goodness. And then, what is it? Go Ask Alice was a book that I read when I was younger, and it was a book about the 70s and a girl who became hooked on drugs. It's actually a movie on YouTube, and that was a good book. Like I haven't, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, you have to watch Anne with an E on Netflix. You're gonna fall in love with it. That actress she's such a good actress. She's gonna irritate you probably for the first couple of episodes because she wore me out. She wore me out, okay? Miss Thing, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Promise me you're gonna watch it. Like, oh my god. I like biographies, you know, different things. I was reading Michelle Obama's book, but I did not finish years ago. And it doesn't even seem like it was that long ago, but when I think about where I was living, it was years ago. Yeah, you know, I don't know, the original cast was hard to beat. Colleen Dewhurst and Megan Follows. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to check that out tonight. But no, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. It's good. You're gonna be obsessed. It's really good. I think you're gonna like it. I didn't want to mess with my Anne of Green Gable memories. Oh, okay. I can feel that. I can understand that. When something is a classic in your head, sometimes you gotta. I want to read Brittany's book, but it's triggering and I'm studying a lot. I can understand that. I want to read her book too, honestly. I've heard some excerpts from it and I'm just like, okay, see now, this sounds interesting. I want to read her book, but my thing is, I would like to know that there was some healing that came from it from her. She still doesn't seem like she's healing. I don't ever expect her to be healed. She's gone through so much. But there hasn't even been a time where I feel like she's coherent and healing. And maybe it's the way she expresses her anger or confusion or resentment toward her past, but she just doesn't seem quite right yet. And it's kind of disheartening. You know what I mean? And I wish I felt like she wrote this book and got it off her heart and she was good. You know what I mean? I don't mean good now she's doing a residency in Vegas, but I mean good and now she can sit down and have a conversation, or she just seems, you know what I mean? I want to see things get better too, because I personally feel like I was the first Britney Spears fan on earth. Of course I wasn't, but I remember at the time when I was in school, I must have been in like 4th grade, and people were making fun of her voice and stuff like that, and they were like, oh, bye. I'll never forget it. And I remember being like, I like her. I'm a fan of hers. Like, I like Britney Spears. You shouldn't, I like the way she sings. I remember being very testy about the 90s music, the boy bands, NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys. I got into a full drag out. Me and the girl who lived downstairs from me, because she liked NSYNC and I liked the Backstreet Boys, and we were creating like little books, little albums, and we had some of the same magazines and we had some different magazines, and she would give me pictures of the Backstreet Boys and I would give her pictures of NSYNC. And the only way she would give me pictures is if there wasn't any NSYNC on the back. So I took a picture from one of her magazines and didn't realize that there was a picture of NSYNC on the back, or maybe I realized and I didn't care. And we just got into a big fight about it. And I tried to rearrange her whole face. Because, what? Oh my God. I got into a couple fights over the Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. I did. Justin is getting what he deserved, like he said, what goes with. Okay. So, T. Absolutely. But yeah. I don't know, you guys. Goes around. Absolutely. He is. I thought he was going to be so much cooler. I thought that he was going to be so much cooler than he ended up being. You know what I mean? I thought that, I don't know, I don't like to judge or condemn people for their life choices. I just thought he was going to be cooler. I thought he was gonna get with like a Zoe Saldana or at least like a Jessica Alba and be kind of cool and like kind of just. He's on stage dancing in khaki and like he's so white bread, and he was so cool when he was young. But that just goes to show you what these managers and stuff do, because that was the same thing a lot of white artists went through, ethnicizing. They made them they made them seem more ethnic. Pink, Justin Timberlake, quite a few girls, even like Fergie, Nelly Furtado. Yeah, he pulled her titty out. You know what I mean? I thought that was the case, but it just didn't, isn't he still with Jessica Alba? So, I guess we just thought that he was gonna be cooler, right? We thought he was gonna be cool, he is like, not good. But, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of funny to me. But you guys, yeah, just like Chris Evans, haha, yeah. Ciao. A mess. One person I will say that I'm very happy is Joshua Jackson. Come on, Pacey. Come on, Pacey. Number one, his wife was beautiful, and now he's been seen hanging out with Lupita Nyong'o. Oh, come on, Pacey Witter. I'm here for it. I'm here for young Pacey and his choice of women. Honey, I'm very impressed. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah. What else is there? That's it. I guess that's really it. That's the end of my date video, and you know, and Justin Timberlake is from the South. I know. You know his papa. I don't want him to marry a dark skinned girl. Yeah. No. My friend was asking me if I date outside my race. A friend that I've known for a long time, and she was talking about how open-minded she is because she's white. And I said, well, you know, that makes sense to me on your behalf because oftentimes we can be a bit more welcoming. And I think the Black community doesn't have a tendency to have as much vitriol, you know what I mean, toward that kind of thing than the white community. And I've never dated outside my race. I'd like to consider myself to be open-minded, but I'm also, you know, it's so common here in Brazil, like my mom and dad, he's white and she's black. That's awesome. And I know, yeah, it is. And you see that a lot out here too, you know? And I think in America it's different because, I mean, many of us share the same history, but in America, there's such a systemic, I mean, racism, of course, but it's so palpable. It's still so, I mean, I can't even say that because it is everywhere. It's just different, I guess, you know? I'm nervous. I see attractive white guys, and I've gotten hit on by white men, you know, but I'm always just like, I always just feel, are you racist, babe? You know what I mean? Are you, yeah, absolutely. Like, are you racist when you're drunk? What about when you're mad? What about when you're sad? What about when you're around your other friends who are? What about when something happens in the news? You know what I mean? Like, are you sure you're not? Are you sure? What about when you're alone and you're listening to black music? Do you say the N-word? There's so many things that just makes me nervous, but I like to consider myself open-minded, you know. You know, but it can be nerve-wracking, you know what I mean? It can be nerve-wracking. And you know what it is too? We see so much and we hear so much now online. It's hard to feel like there's a chance for fairness. You see so much hatred online. You know what I mean? You see so much hatred. That for me, it makes me nervous. But for me and many other black women, you see hatred from everybody. Well, everybody sees hatred from everybody. But when you're black, the hatred is different because it can be used against you in such a way that other people's hatred for other races may not be able to be used against them to hold them back, or to, that dog was so cute, or to just, it's nerve-wracking. For me, it's very nerve-wracking. You know what I mean? I'm very like, I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm. It can be very nerve wracking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And then you think, well, at least if it's coming from a person of color, it's like you're kind of used to it. You're accustomed maybe to what would be considered colorism. And or sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes it's you're accustomed to it from other races and coming from your own race, you could feel bad. For me personally, I don't know. I've been feeling a lot more from within our own community lately. Um, but it's been like for the past. I'm just gonna always throw 5 years. I feel like it's been for like the past 5 years. You know what I mean? I feel like Kevin Samuels introduced a real weird way of judging and doing this whole who's worth what you should expect based on XYZ. And it's just a system of making certain women feel less than. You know what I mean? He also did say things to men, and he also said things that were beneficial to women, but I feel as though he did so much damage and he spoke in such a hateful way a lot of times that he gave other people the liberty to be super harshly judgmental, super disrespectful, and just he set this system of checks and balances between black men and women that's just it just wasn't helpful. Not in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? You know it's wrong if white people who shouldn't be judging black women were co-signing. Absolutely. And I feel like he gave other races and other ethnicities and cultures ammo against us. I've never heard some of their remarks and some of the stereotypes that some of the things that I'm hearing now from other races I've never heard. I've never heard some of the things that I've heard and seen, some of the comments being left. I'm like, you got that straight from a black man. Y'all don't even think that way. You know what I mean? It was just awkward. It was just like, wow. And I used to date a guy who would listen to Kevin Samuels, and I asked him like, "What's tea? Like, why are you listening to this?" He was like, "Oh, he just makes some good points sometimes, but I like it because you don't really fit into any of the categories. Like, I listen to him, and then like when it comes to you, I feel like, oh, you feel like your dad would approve of me." You feel like your daddy, Kevin Samuels, would approve of me, pretty much. That's what you're saying. And do you think I'm supposed to take this as a compliment? And he'd like come over and like we'd have dinner or something and like he'd be listening to it. Cause I'm the kind of person like you can be in my space, but you can go do what you're gonna do and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm just looking for somebody I can be free with. You don't have to be on top of my head. We don't have to be cuddling and snuggling up. I'm gonna be working and hanging out. You work, we'll have some drinks, we'll watch some TV, whatever. So he'd be in my place and he'd be like listening to it and I'd just be like, ugh. He was crazy. Oh, he was very crafty and gave off jealous vibes toward black women. Yeah, he really did. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. It's true, and the clock is still broken. It's very true. And that was like my whole thing. Like, if he would have said, or if he would have had the intention to do something meaningful, he could have. It was definitely in the delivery, and it was definitely in the word choice a lot of times. And they always say that opinions are riddled with personal experience. And it just sounded like a lot of his personal experiences he wanted to make law, fact. He wanted it to be general. And it's just not. I know so many people who don't fit, women mainly, who don't fit the stereotypes of what he'd say. I know so many women who were bigger and who had kids or whatever the case may be and landed great guys with money. I know so many stories that didn't fit his narrative. You know what I mean? And it was just crazy. It was just weird. Like, I'd be sitting in the house like, why do you even need this kind of guidance? Like, sad, broken men, soft, broken men for sure, and men who maybe didn't grow up with any kind of male guidance in their life because, and I would hear women talk about it too, and oh my God, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, it's very important for men to be in their children's lives, men and women, children. Men need to be in their sons and their daughters' lives because it's so crazy that people found so much value in the things that he would say. Like, your dad didn't talk to you growing up. Like, nothing that he'd say, even when it was on point or on target, or even when it was something that made sense, it wasn't so nuanced to me that I was impressed. It was never something that I heard him say that I said, like, you know what I mean? Having a father in your life is not something that everybody has the experience with, but I had a father in my life, and all the lessons that I needed to learn, he either talked to me directly about or he showed me by being in a certain position in my life, taking me places, doing things with me, holding real conversations with me, being interested in my schoolwork and what's going on with me and who my friends are and how I'm, leaving the house and my vibe and how I feel and how I dress and how I'm expressing myself and I'm acting out, but why and what's going on, and let me come down to the school and see what's up, just stepping in and caring for me. You know what I mean? There's certain things that you don't even need to say to a daughter in order for it to be something that she absorbs. Certain behaviors, I know for a fact that not only did my father love me, but he liked me as a person. I was saying this earlier. He liked me as a person. I feel like he liked me. I feel like if he wasn't my dad and he was like my next door neighbor, he'd be like a cool guy who thought I was a cool kid kind of vibe. Like, oh yeah, hey, oh my God, hi, Mr. Godley. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like he genuinely liked me. You know what I mean? And I really value that because when you're a kid, you feel like your parents' love is obligatory. But for them to like you as a person, sometimes you don't see that. You know what I mean? Some parents don't sit and have long conversations with their kids. You know what I mean? Sometimes parents don't really pick their kids' brains and see where they're going with things and, speak life into them and different things like that. Like, my father didn't hit me. So when I see things online about that, I can understand a single dad in a desperate situation to do what he may see as correcting or guiding his kid with corporal punishment or physical, punishment. But my dad never put his hands on me. And that just doesn't seem right to me. So that's something also that I valued. He never even flinched at me. He rolled up on me one time and he raised his voice at me a couple times. And that's all it took. He would definitely just do that. Oh wow, I'm really disappointed. You said that? Like if the school called, like he put me like, what happened to school today? Oh, nothing. You were saying this and you were saying that. Oh, wow, I didn't think that was something you would say. Wow, I'm really sad to hear that. But you know, you gotta do this. You gotta control yourself. You can't be out here acting like this. You can't be out here outside your character. That's not who you are. Wow, I was surprised to hear that about you, and that would break you down. But you understand. But don't be mad at me. I'm not mad at you. I'm real disappointed. I'm surprised. And I'd be like, hey, you ain't mad to hit me. I'm crying. I'm ready to cry now. But yeah, but I understand that it's not everybody's story. That's not everybody's experience. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'd be like, oh wow, like, my dad is disappointed in me, you stupid bitch. You made me fight you. Now my dad's mad at me. I will fight you again if I didn't think he would be so disappointed in me. Oh my God, I remember I got sent home from school for fighting when he came over. Well, I was staying with my grandparents. And I was staying with him and his girlfriend. That didn't work out. That's the one time he rolled up on me. He raised his voice at me. I went to go stay with my grandparents, and he came over. He was in the living room. I was just like, he's like, you already know what I'm gonna say. My mom over here, rip her head off. Rip her head clean off. If you don't rip her head off, I'm gonna rip your head off. So it was funny. It was definitely a switcheroo. That's lovely. My dad had I love our women and wouldn't consider marriage with anyone else. I love that. That's so lovely. My dad had a lot of mental health problems and wasn't able to be a good dad. I was always envious of dads who were great to their kids. I can understand that. I totally can. The funny thing about Kevin was that cats in the space consider him soft and to women he came across as harsh and mean, but to brothers he came across weak. LOL. I guess in some ways, because some of the things he would say when he was seemingly on the women's side, I guess some of the things could be communicated that way. I think I could understand that. That's why I'm really close to my kid. I didn't get close to my parents. My dad was ill and my mom was abused and checked out. I can understand that. It's definitely an experience that I could understand. That was until he blew up, of course, but back in 2014, he got no love. Yeah, I know. I'm the kind of person who, when somebody gets really, really popular, I go and I search their content and I look for the moment that it clicks. Like I look for the moment that they blew up. I look for the piece of content that set them off. I look for when their content went from 2,000 views to 20,000. I always like to see that transition. And I went to his page and I see that he used to do fashion and he used to do like cologne reviews and different things like that. And then he would like slowly like segue into relationship advice. And then that was kind of like, "Rah." And then when he started being like really aggressive and stuff like that, that's when it like peaked. You know what I mean? So when you do that, when you find that switch in your content, it's hard to turn it off. And then when you do try to turn it off and you try to offer something, you know, a little bit less controversial, you see the numbers going back down. Even with myself here on YouTube, I had a moment where I would do tons of hot topic videos, hot button issues, anything that was hot, anything that was in the news, anything that was triggering, I would talk about, because you get really hooked on those likes and stuff like that. But it can be so tiring, it can be so draining, it can be overwhelming and just too much. For me personally, that's why I don't even like talking about anything too political. You know what I mean? Back in the day, baby, like, you become addicted to the dopamine of likes, and then there was money introduced. Baby, forget about it. I'll talk about anything. What? Like, let's get it popping in here. Let's talk about something that's gonna piss you guys off. Let's get you guys arguing. Let's get you guys fighting. Oh my God. My dad is like, yo, he's so cute. He loves it. And you know what? And that's one thing that we've always had in common. Like, we're artists. He does his editing online, and I'm so happy because part of the reason he got into doing all that stuff is because of me. You know what I mean? So I think that's why we always just got along. You know what I mean? We were good friends. I know that sounds crazy, but we were good friends. Like, he and I growing up, we played video games together, we would paint and do fun things. And I think that's also why I like the stuff that I like now, and why, like earlier, we were talking about the kind of dates that we would do and how I need somebody that's attentive. My dad was attentive. He paid attention to me. He paid attention. Like, I see videos and movies and shows where the kids are talking and the parents kind of space out and whatever. Like, my dad was all ears, completely invested in whatever it was that I was saying and doing. You know what I mean? When he first came to Black Manosphere, he wasn't doing any relationship content. It was largely getting the square cats in the space to coordinate out the corny style. Okay. Like, was that the style and videos and stuff like that? And I was seeing like cologne reviews and little stuff like that, and he'd be like showing off his like stuff like that. I can understand that. If you don't want to say, no worries, but are your parents African? No, my parents are African American. Well, my parents are Black. I love talking to my kid. I'm not sure he likes talking to me, but I really enjoy him. That's so cute. How old is your kid? But yeah, yeah, we would get together and play Sonic. We would go to get movies and food and video games. We go home, we play the games, we beat the games, and he has a picture of me like standing in front of his TV, like we beat Sonic. I forget which one it was, but we beat Sonic. And we just play games, you know what I'm saying? But you know how it is. I'm so hot. Let me turn my fan back on. Hold on, let me I was gonna open my window. Should I open the window or should I have the fan on? I think the fan is. I'll get the tea. Oh, okay. Well, I mean that makes a little bit of sense, you know. But yeah, it's funny. But I just wanted to pop in and see what how you guys felt about that whole illness that was going around and stuff like that. I gotta do something with this hair tomorrow. Come on, do it. Hold on. Let me open the window. I mean the door. We'll overflow. Okay. But yeah, I thought that I would just pop in and see what you guys were up to. I am going to call it a night soon. I'm probably gonna look up your Anne of Green Gables show because I liked Anne of the East so much. It was so good. I gotta check it out. Promise me you'll at least watch like the preview of it. So it was so cute. But I understand not wanting to ruin your your memory of the way you have it in your head. But yeah, you guys, so I think we had a fun talk. You know, I'm making dinner, barbecue salmon. Ooh, that sounds so good. Oh, I love salmon. Oh, I miss it. Not that it's not here, but it's kind of, well, it's kind of expensive in my grocery store because salmon, I don't think is is it local here? No. There are other fish that are way more reasonably priced, that are more abundant here. I don't know the names of them, but child, yes, I'll watch. Can't make promises that I'll finish, but I'll try. You're gonna love it. It's so good. The actress is a really good actress. I had to go look her up on Instagram and like just show my support because she really won me over. I'm doing red potatoes and cabbage though. That sounds good. That sounds good. I had ground beef for dinner with rice and zucchini, onions, tomatoes, and garlic. I love zucchini. Ooh, the wind is busting right now. It feels so good. Will you do your favorite brushes video in the future? I need to get back on board with the beauty. But I just feel like when I do beauty videos, I'm just screaming into the void. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like somewhere along my journey, I hurt somebody so bad I pissed them off. I feel like people have been working and doing their damnedest to erase me from the community. You know what I mean? I feel like between the algorithm and a few other, you know, I don't know. It's like maybe I'll do some shorts or something like that, but sometimes it feels so pointless. It's such, and you know, it can be a lot of work but no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna feel sorry for myself because I've achieved so much in this space and I feel like there's so much more to achieve, but sometimes it's so daunting. It's so daunting sometimes. But I mean, it happens to everybody. It happens in so many spaces. There are so many awesome singers who have been trying to get into a certain position, and then you have people like, or maybe I should say rappers or artists, and then you have people like Ice Spice who just pop up and just pop off. Same thing with acting, same thing with painting, same thing with singing. You have people who, you know, have been doing so much work and putting so much effort, and then you have somebody who comes on and goes, me, 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 and everyone's like, oh my God, amazing. It can just be really hard. You know what I mean? You're the only one I watch 20 plus videos. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You know, my thing is too, I don't get PR. I don't have new products. So the things that I would do would be using older products, older things. I mean, I get PR, it goes to my mom's house, but sometimes it's too expensive or more than I want to pay to have it sent. But, you know, I'm kind of making excuses. I have more work that I want to do. I don't feel like I'm completely done here. I really don't, but sometimes it scares me to put in the kind of effort that I used to. it makes me feel like, oh my God, I don't want to feel those feelings again. I don't want to be recording for 3 and 4 hours, editing for a day, and you put it up and it gets 10 likes, it gets, 3 views, and a couple of underhanded, backhanded compliments. You know what I mean? It's strenuous. You know what I mean? Especially when you put a lot of effort into your videos. I haven't really found that space where I can put up carefree videos that works so well for some people, but I feel like my videos have to be orchestrated in such a way. But I am trying to overcome and fight through perfectionism because it just doesn't have a place in art and it doesn't make a difference, honestly. Some of my most viewed videos are from the beginning when I had a crappy camera, and you know what I mean? So I love you guys so much for not only inquiring about me, but inspiring me. Like the woman who asked me earlier why I wasn't a part of whatever that was. I don't even honestly want to know because I don't want to go look at it and see who was a part because, ugh, you know what I mean? I feel like there is a lack of accountability in the Black community, Black beauty community. There are no references. There's a public speaker and she has this movement called Refer Her. There's no referring her in the Black beauty community. People don't share oftentimes who they like, who they learned something from, who they became inspired by, who helped them. But I have people who come into my DMs all the time like, oh my God, I learned how to do my makeup from you. You used to be my favorite makeup artist. And I'm like, oh my God. So you never thought about maybe saying that publicly? But in the grand scheme of things, nobody owes me anything. But I just don't like that energy of let me sneak and tell you I'm inspired by you. I learned everything from you, and I've been watching your videos for 20 years. But don't want to tell your followers. I had somebody actually come to me maybe last year and say, I'm so disappointed. I follow I follow so many other Black influencers, and I've never heard about you. Like, I'm just finding your videos. Like, I find it really strange and da da da. And I'm just like, are you trying to trigger me? Are you trying to trigger me? You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, well, thank you. And I get where she's coming from. You know what I mean? I get what the energy is. The energy is, in a community like this, I find it strange that I'm just finding you. You have over 300,000 subscribers, 60 million views. Either the algorithm or a lot of these influencers are moving dirty. And it's cool. That's understandable. I've noticed people always have something negative for Black women content. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, so much so. And then when people do have something positive, it's only for girls like Krishan Rock or whatever. Like, people love, and I understand this, people love a struggle story because I feel like they can relate to it, because I feel like they see themselves in her maybe. But I feel like if you a lot of times don't align with struggle stories, I have had plenty of struggle in my life, but I don't really make it a part of my personality, and that's fine, you know. But I feel like we need to learn to align with and relate to people who perhaps haven't had to struggle or as much, or are not currently battling demons. I feel like oftentimes that's the only thing we want to relate to. That's the only thing we want to align with. Even with movies, like my mom was here, she wanted to watch every Struggle Bunny movie, every sad, strung out movie, every movie about hardship. My, watch a happy Hallmark movie? Can we watch something light and airy and happy-go-lucky? Like, why are we watching all this sad, beaten, downtrodden, struggle, slave? Why are we watching all of this horror stories? I don't watch that kind of stuff. I don't. I don't watch baddies east or west. I don't have Zeus. I don't absorb that kind of energy. Like that energy feels so contagious and ghetto. You know what I mean? And that's like the only thing people want to relate to. That or super Eurocentric, super richy, buying Celine and Chanel and completely catering to a Eurocentric mindset. I don't vibe with it. I don't do it. I'm not coming on the camera to cry and snot bubble and talk about struggle. Like, we have to get past it. You know what I mean? Like, it's detrimental to your mental health. I can't do it. I remember we were watching, she came, it was like Christmas in July. I was like, we're gonna watch some Christmas movies. And she was like, oh, but it's summer or whatever. And I was like, I don't know, but you need to change the channel in your head. Like, we're gonna watch these Hallmark movies. She's like, oh, we're gonna watch wimpy movies. Like, yeah, we're gonna watch wimpy movies. We're gonna watch wimpy movies about love that have happy endings, that is soft, that is feminine, that's easygoing, that's enriching. The people are smiling. She's a happy girl. She's going home to visit her mom for the holidays. She's gonna fall in love with her high school sweetheart. There's gonna be a happy ending. Like, why do you want to watch all this heart-wrenching stuff? I don't want to watch this. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good. Turn that shit off now. Like, there's no option. Like, we're not watching the news, and we're not watching these struggle bunny movies. So, let's take Christmas movies. Christmas movies. Like, oh my, like, I can't do it. You know what I mean? So, and that's really it. You know, that's really it. I mean, but yeah, I like sci-fi movies. Like, I really liked Lovecraft Country a lot. And Netflix has a couple of good things too. I'm trying to think of the name, but it's escaping me. There's a few good things. Like let's watch something different. Like it doesn't even have to be Hallmark movies. Like, let's be for real. But let's watch something a little lighter hearted. You know what I mean? Let's watch like other stuff. You know, like, sheesh. I watched a little clip of I love a good romantic movie. Ooh, you know what I mean? I love watching light, easy movies where, like, I want to be one of these characters. You know what I mean? I hate to be reminded of so much hardship all the time. You know what I mean? When it comes to like a lot of black movies, it's always hardship, struggle, slavery, you know, just this really weird, sad genre. Like, I want to see more easygoing stuff. Like, even like a show that I like on Netflix, like Family Reunion or something like that. Just something not so downtrodden all the time. Like, I have to live that life. I don't want to watch it on TV too. Like, I want to watch something happy. I want to watch someone who wins in the end. You know what I mean? I want to watch something like that. Oh my God, I love a good comfort movie. Yeah, I love Charlie's Angels. I love Cameron Diaz and Drew Barrymore. So a lot of times I'll just pick an actress's name and I'll go to IMDb and I'll watch so many of their movies. Like, I did that with Lacey Chabray. I've done that with, like, Lacey Chabray has so many Hallmark movies. I forget the girl, she's Canadian. She was in Glee. She has a ton of really good, lighthearted, like, movies. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Thank you, Sandra. I love you back, honey. You know, I just be like, you know, and then, you know, the few light, good-hearted things that, you know, we do have with black shows, sometimes they get canceled. You know what I mean? Yes, 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 yes. I've been watching a lot of Anne Hathaway movies lately. She has quite a good. She has some really great movies I've never seen before and roles I've never seen her in, and I was just like, wow. I love The Holiday. That like I love that movie. Like I want to do something like that. Like I want to trade my place with somebody and then go somewhere and meet somebody that I like. um, I like movies like that. Like I like movies that like I'm smiling the whole time. You know what I mean? Like when my mom was here, she wanted me to watch that Monique movie so bad it was pissing me off, and I was just like, Mom, you're too old to be watching such sad stuff all the time. And my mom is not even old at all, but I just mean like, I don't want you internalizing this stuff. I want you to internalize happiness, peace, love, prosperity, joy, ease, soft life, richness, luxury, women being treated well. You know what I mean? At some point, I either want you to experience it or only absorb that, only watch that. Like, change your literal channel. You know what I mean? I love Anne with an E. That Ryan Murphy Valentine's Day movie is so good. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to Google it. Like, I haven't had TV in so long, but I have TV now, and I got it for when my mom came to see me, and I got a Fire Stick. So I'm watching TV now, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, I watch Half and Half. Like, I'm constantly on the Hallmark Channel or Clio. Like, let's see what's on Clio. Clio, Bounce, Ion, Hallmark. Like, I love the Tia Tamara show. I mean, the Tia cooking show. Like, I asked my mom, like, I forget what, she was naming the different shows she didn't like. And I asked her, and I was like, you don't like to see black positivity, huh? And she was like, well, I don't know what you mean. And I was just like, you don't like, she'll say it's like phony. And I'm just like, do you not believe that black people can be this happy? Do you not believe that black people can be this positive and this healthy? Like, you don't like to see it? You don't like to see black positive content? You only believe in like that sad Monique movie that you want me to watch so bad? I don't want to watch the sad shit. My mom is the complete opposite. She loves war movies, prison, tension, and she watches that type of stuff. Gives me so much anxiety. I'd be anxious. I hate watching something that I've never watched before, and it's like action. It gives me so much anxiety because I don't know what's gonna happen. And are they gonna save the girl? Are they gonna save her? Oh my god, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. Oh my god, she likes drama like most people. Get it, but I just feel like there's so much drama in her actual life. I want you to divest from that energy. It's like you have nerve. You have like she has nerve issues. You know what I mean? So you're internalizing all this stress and drama, and you're watching this woman go through all this heartache and pain. You don't think your body is having a reaction? You know, they have this test that they showed where they put plants in two different environments. They put them in a stressful environment, and then they put them in an environment where they were like playing like classical music or something, and the plants in the stressful environment were like freaking dying. And I'm just like, I hate it. I hate it. I know you can see my face. I'm trying to. It just stresses me out. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to see that? Like, exactly. I'm just like, you gotta let it go, babe. Let it go. Like, I told her, like, you need to come out here or something so I can take care of you and, like, redirect your life, cook for you. You can't be eating stuff in packages and noodles filled in packages with salt and doing all this weird stuff. And you need to stop eating for enjoyment and start eating for performance and stop watching crap and you need to go on walks. And I'm just like, I like people don't understand how much damage that they do to themselves with little things like that, and it just gets me so worked up because you can't afford to be absorbing that energy. Can you? You can afford that. Now, somebody who has a happy-go-lucky life and they have everything going for them and everything's cool and all this, okay, you know, watch some of that. But if you had a hard life and you've gone through things and you're currently like struggling or you have like physical ailments, you should not be watching that trash. Girl, I'd be like your moms, LOL, watching Law and Order, Criminal Intent, the worst, saddest movies, then wondering why I can't sleep and paranoid sometimes. Like Law and Order and stuff like that, I don't completely mind because I feel like it's other people's stories, and I feel like sometimes we detach ourselves or we dissociate ourselves from that. But it's when she's watching directly like black content, people that look like her, people that she really, you know, emulates or really likes or grew up watching, and it's all this sad drama stuff, and I'm just like, turn it off. You know what I mean? Like, I can't speak because I love to listen to sad music that kind of gets me a little sad. But, I don't know. It's just something about seeing an image that reflects you that's going through pain that just makes me feel like it's doing something more to you. You know what I mean? It's doing something more. It's programming you. It's programmed. It's a program. It's a TV program. It's programming. And if I could see the programming like taking place, it like pisses me off. Because then you call me about this and that and you're stressed and this happened and that happened. I don't like look. Like deprogram yourself with this crap. You know what I mean? Like I'm such a witch lately. They say that the moon is making me judgmental. I think it's a Virgo moon. I don't know what moon it is, but I'm Cancer. So everything that I'm saying, if it pisses you off, it's because it's the moon. It's not me. I'm good. No. You know what I mean? Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. I've had some terrible stuff happen to me, and sometimes it allows me to cry about it when I wouldn't normally. I could understand that. I think music does that for me. And I can understand that. And I feel like you can watch everything and anything you want in moderation. And then also my mom is grown, so I can't really fully tell her. But like also what like Philippe said, sometimes you don't know what's going on. Sometimes you're in a bad, funky mood and you don't know why. It's because you're ingesting this stuff. Like you're eating bad, you're drinking bad, you're watching bad TV, your life is bad, you're feeling bad, you're giving bad energy, people are returning bad energy to you. It's like, at some point you have to cut the cord. You know what I mean? Like, I had to stop watching shows like Bad Girls Club and shows like the type of shows like Baddie East. Like, even watching a clip of it today made me want to fight so bad. Because homegirl's sister got jumped, and then she came back and she wanted to fight, and everybody's fighting all this energy. Now I'm thinking about fighting. I'm thinking about dragging somebody across the sidewalk. I'm thinking about, yeah, like, ooh, if I ever see homegirl, I'm gonna bust her on him. And it's just like, whoa. My back is now tight. My shoulders are clenched. Now I wanna rock somebody. For what? This is not serving me. This energy is not serving me. There's no reason I should be sitting in my living room in the middle of the day, ready to punch somebody in their head. I already been there. I already went through that. I've already been a fighter, dragger, cusser, spitter, fighter. You know what I'm saying? Rollers of quarters and socks. I used to love Bad Girls Club. It turned me into a psychopath. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been a bad girl in real life. You know what I'm saying? I've suffered the consequences of being a bad girl. I've actually really hurt people in real life. I've actually really had to deal with the consequences of putting my hands on people, their property, and going. It's too much. It's too much. I was already a little kid. I already did all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There are some reality shows that I still consume because maybe it's just gossip and it's like hen picking and it's not necessarily so much violence. I like watching some reality shows because I like looking at fashion. I like looking at beautiful women as they age. It inspires me. I like looking at successful women. I like candy. I like seeing successful women. I like hearing the conversations sometimes. I like to peep the room. I like to look at the fashion, the hair, the nails. It inspires me to get cute and pretty. But when it gets too nutty, I fluctuate. You know what I mean? And it's because the women, you know, they look like me. You know what I mean? They embody the type of things that I want to do. Some of them I've been watching for a long time, so I feel like, you know, you pick a side. You pick which one's you. Like, this one's her, this one's me. That's me. That's the one I most relate to, and it can just be so much. You know what I mean? But Flavor of Love. Oh my God, Flavor of Love is such a throwback. Such a throwback. You have the same birthday. Oh my God. I love that. Who's my birthday twin? Lana Del Rey is my birthday. No. I'm lying. Is it Lana Del Rey? Yeah, Lana Del Rey. Jussie Smollett. Child. Oh. Juliette Lewis. I love her. Yeah. I would watch the Kardashians because I like the way they dress. I like a lot of times the framing of the show. There's been so many times when I'm watching the Kardashians and I pause it and I say, okay, so in this frame, they have a plant here, a light, a chair, and then there's like the edge of a photo, and I immediately want to rearrange it. And I want to rearrange my house, or I want to do something, or I'll watch shows because maybe a particular girl has a similar body type to me or face shape, and I'm trying to see what side does she have her hair parted on, because I need to get my camera in alignment. Let me look at this lighting today. It looks like they're filming 24 frames. And then I'm like, okay, they have a 3-point lighting and a backlight and a soft gray. Oh, I wonder if I can get a gray gel. Oh, maybe if I can get like a nice tapestry and hang it on the back of my wall and film at 24 frames, 1.4. And then I can have like a plant leaf. I don't need a whole plant, but I just need a few plant leaves. Like, I create content. So I think I've never heard Kardashians speaking. I don't know how their voices sound. That is so crazy. No way. See, now that's unique. I don't know. That's so funny. They talk very monotone. And they have a vocal fry and they stretch the words. And they just talk very flat to me. They sound like auto-tune with no soul. Yeah, very flat, very monotone, very stretched. I think the person that talks with the most vibrance would be Chris and maybe Kylie, because she lifts her words at the end, you know? And then Chris is my favorite Kardashian. I love Chris. I used to love Khloe, and I still do, but I feel like Khloe's losing a bit of herself. And as a Cancer, Chloe's losing herself. Um, she's losing herself. But I remember what you said in a video. They use blazers and they have a big butt. Yeah, yeah. Like series cyborgs. Yeah, yeah. I used to love watching them because they did look really cute in their blazers. They look really clean. Their makeup is really clean, flat, matte. You know what I mean? And I used to really study it. I will study any piece of content that looks good and clean and just professional and really high end, you know. And then I also like to look at on camera fashion because there are certain things that look great on camera and certain things that don't. And when it comes to just about anything, a lot of these people, they have professionals working for them. They have camera, light, sound, makeup, cinematography, you know, they have all these things going. So if I can emulate what they've got going on, then my stuff looks professional. You know what I mean? Yeah, Chloe, poor thing. Yes, I absolutely love that girl that does the videos. What did she say? She was like, not daytime TV, and then all the nails fall. Yes, there's a price to pay for fame. People always lose themselves to please people. Absolutely, positively. A toxic man will F your whole life up. Absolutely, positively. Absolutely, positively. That's why I'm in no rush to be connected to anybody right now. You know what I mean? I have so much work that I feel like I still need to do. I'm still very young, and there's so much more that I want to achieve, and the wrong connection could just mess you up so bad. Hey, Brandy. I just know Rob. I saw a picture of him. He looks good. Oh, I've always had like a special place for Rob because he seems like he's a nice guy. But when he was young, he was definitely kind of an idiot, especially when dealing with Adrian. I felt like he was just such an idiot, but I mean, growing up in a house full of women like that, who have those type of personalities, I could see how he maybe doesn't know how to be, but yeah, I like Rob. Oh my god, yeah, so I'm the girl who does them and all. Chloe in the post-it nails, she makes me die laughing. Yeah, she's really funny. She's really funny, and she's pretty accurate with a lot of their conversations. I like how she always does Kim and how she's like obsessed with making money, and how pissed Courtney gets. Like, she's like, "Did you just buy a house that's $10 million?" And she's like, "Yeah, but it was on sale." And I'm just like, "Yo." It's really funny. It's really funny how literally and figuratively how tone deaf they are as people. You know what I mean? So it's a mess. It's just pretty funny, you know. Yeah, it's really funny. And Kylie, the only Kylie I know is Kylie Period. Okay, I don't blame you. Yes, Kylie Minogue. It's so funny. Yeah. I used to live in the town where they lived when they first got started. And it's amazing how because I was getting the attitude. Not Facebook sending me money because they didn't send everybody else money, and I didn't think I was gonna get it. Wow. Well, don't that just be all? I just thought I was just I just thought I was just nothing to nobody. No, it's barely anything, but it's something. And it just says that you're doing a little something, because I was ready to delete all my pages. Well, goddamn, I can't win. I can't win at anything I do. My God. It's 10:42. But yeah, thank you. I'll pray for you, Destiny. No rush in love. You wouldn't trade your self-worth. I pray God sends the right person that is meant for you. Absolutely. Because I'm in no rush. And to be really honest with you, I've been chatting with this guy and I was ready to cut him off. But Yoga by Biola, she's a beautiful Nigerian woman she's Nigerian American who does videos about yoga. And she said something today that really made me say, let me not fumble a good person for no reason. Like, let me at least talk and be nice. Like, let me not be a stark hoochie mama. So she said, being a high functioning woman of color with anxiety can look like being unemotionally available, and that can show up in the way of thinking. Oh my God, I gotta show you guys. Oh, let me see if I can find it, because I want to say it right. I want to say it right because it made me say, am I toxic? I don't think I'm toxic. Let me see if I can find it. Yoga by Biola. Yes, okay. Let me see, because she said this to me and it made me say, oh my God, you know what, even if I don't like this man, let me not ruin him for somebody else. Not that I have the power to or anything like that. But I said, let me see something. Let me see. Okay, how emotional unavailability, let me see. How emotional unavailability can show up for high achieving women of color when dating. And this is the one, she got me with this one. Let's see.
Dating folks where you're over-efforting or people-pleasing just to keep them.
Over-efforting,
knowing that the relationship won't actually lead
anywhere. Well, let's just listen.
2. Dating projects. Instead of dating someone who reflects where you are, to actually avoid committing. 3. Being unattracted to potential partners who are emotionally available and show sincere interest because they appear clingy or too available.
And that was the thing with the guy, and I was just like, he is very available. He's very invested in getting to know me and talking to me and asking me questions, and ask me a question, then I'll answer, and then he'll ask me to expound upon that. And I'm just like, oh my God, here goes this nice guy again, trying to be all nice and available and talk to me and be all interested in me. And I'm like, whoa. That's not who you are. You're a lover girl. I'm a retired lover girl. But I'm like, don't be mean. Like, chill out, babe. Like, if you don't like homeboy, tell him. But don't ghost and don't be disrespectful. Like, for goodness sakes, this could be somebody else's husband for good. You know, I'm not that girl. You know what I mean? So I have been ignoring him for the past couple of days. So today I hit him up and I'm like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Sorry for the late reply. I've been super busy. So I'm engaging in the conversation, and if it comes to a point where I feel like I'm sincerely not interested, not just traumatized, I will tell him, hey, like, you're super cool. I'm not looking for anything right now. So he can go in peace. But he's very nice. He's very available. And, like, I don't want to just, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God, she read me. And I have to hold myself accountable, you know what I mean? And just like I don't want men out here messing over women that they're not interested in, I don't think women should mess over men that they're not interested in. But then also, don't not be interested in somebody because they're like super into you. And I was just like, put Lud Mia Bomb and say what you think. Put Lud Mia Bomb and say what you think. Yeah. I don't know if I understand that. I'm like, yeah, word, but wait, I'm lost. But yeah, I was just like, okay. So we were talking today, and he's really nice. The only thing I don't like is that he has a kid. And I don't say that because I don't like kids, but like, you ever meet somebody and you're just like, I want you to, I want you to myself. Like, you have a kid and you have a baby mom, and I don't want any kids. So sometimes it's enticing to date a guy who already has his own kids, so he won't be asking me for kids. I love to work out listening. Oh, okay. 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 I will definitely listen to that. I'm gonna write that down over here in my notes. You know, so it's like sometimes you meet somebody and you have this whole dream set up of it just being you guys and you guys being in love and being selfish and being so wrapped up together and traveling the world free and easy without any distractions. But then when you factor a kid into that, especially when you factor into a guy who really loves and really is connected to and takes care of his kid, and that's the only way. But what I'm saying is, now you have a hard time. Now you can't just do what I want you to do all the time. Like, you can't just be here and go there and do that. You know, you have to take care of your kid. You have to be there for your kid. You have to be available. You're gonna have to go home at some point. And it can be like, oh my God, this ruins my whole big selfish fantasy of me trapping you in here inside my shell with me. I guess, you know what I mean? But, so yeah, I heard that today and I said, oh my God, let me make sure I'm not being the problem, okay? I don't want to be the problem, okay? Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I have a child, but I won't date anyone with multiple kids and kids that are younger than mine. Yeah, because you have a teen. Now, if his kid was a teen, you know what I mean? But now it kind of makes me feel like, I mean, as a woman, I want to be the prior. I've never been the complete and utter utmost priority in a relationship. No, I'm lying. In one relationship, I have. In one relationship, and I was so young when I met my ex-husband. We were so young. We were absolutely positively in love, and we had cultural differences. He was West African. His mother didn't want us living together, so there were issues. But when we were together, it was all about him and I. There was no, I have to go home, or I have to do this, or I have to call my kid, or my baby mom's being weird, or oh, I can't, like, come on. So I think that's where it comes from. The older I get, or the older you get, the older we get, it's just hard meeting people who don't have kids. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm one of like 10 people on earth who don't have children. And, you know, it can be hard. I was watching a video of this lady up with her baby in the middle of the night, breastfeeding and doing all this stuff. And absolutely, positively looks like so much work. Your spouse supposed to be your number one, then kids, priorities. I know. And for me, it's hard because it's hard for me to feel like I would be able to enforce that, because if it were my kid, I'd be like, yeah, go sit down. But because it's not my kid, I don't really know how to interact in that space in an appropriate way. Just like if I had a kid and I was co-parenting with somebody and my significant other was dating somebody, I don't know how I would feel about my significant other and their new significant other putting my kid on the back burner, so to speak. It would make me feel weird. Period. Okay. Yeah. Everything that's being said right now is like boom, boom, boom. Kids coming, gonna get their own family. Sorry, no man coming for my kids, period. And then like, you cannot build a castle for another person. Be the king and queen of your own castle, yes. And it is catching on, you know. I do feel like there are people who don't have kids, and you know what I'm feeling like too, and I was telling my friend this. Your English is amazing. Your English is amazing. Actually, when you popped on, and you were talking English, I was like, I was like a little shook. I didn't want to say anything though. I was like, actually, I think I was telling my friend that there's a new batch of people coming around. There are a lot of people getting out of relationships. You know, there are a lot of people getting divorces. There are a lot of people coming from being wherever they were, where they overseas, here, there, wherever they were. You know, I feel like there's more people coming out. Hey, Vicky. But that's why I'm not really dating, because I won't put a man first until my kid is old enough to not need to be parented by me. I can completely understand that. I can understand that. And that would be something that I would do as well if I had a kid. Because people are always telling me, oh my God, you're such a great mom. And it's just like, yeah, I'd be a great mom. I'm great at everything that I do. I'd be an awesome mom. And I'd be selfless, and I'd be obsessed, and I'd be completely over the moon. And I also think it's okay to not want that. It's okay to not want to access that side of yourself, because I know it's exhausting. Because I know it's a lot of work. Because I know it's heart-wrenching. Because I know that it's the hardest job on earth. You know what I mean? Because I know, because I've seen it, because I'm the child of a single mom, and I've seen my mom married, and I've seen my mom single, you know, and I've watched her raise us. I was there, you know, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard. You know what I mean? I've seen my mom sacrifice so much, and I do not think that I want to do that. And it just seems like a lot of work. Like, the things that I do and the way I live my life would absolutely, positively not be able to be a thing if I were a mom, and I really like my life. I love my life. You know what I mean? I love my life. I'm enjoying my life for the first time in ways that I've never even imagined. I wake up in the morning, I can't wait to get up. I have so much energy and vigor. I'm inspired again, not only to create content, but to be alive, to go out in the sunshine, to take walks, to work out, to listen to music. I'm creating playlists again. I used to do this all day. I'm creating playlists that feed me. I'm listening to music that I haven't listened to in years. I'm having memories that are being unlocked because I think my brain and my heart is healing itself. You know what I mean? I'm having a rebirth moment. I still have moments of doubt. I still have things that I'm sad about, but I'm working through them. I'm talking to my grandmother again. I'm in touch with my cousins again. I'm in love with my life. Like, I love it. I want to share it with people. I want to help people access themselves and find their lives and find their businesses and find their products and find their peace and their happiness and their freedom. I'm telling my story again. I was telling my story about how I first got my first online business through MySpace. And I'm reliving moments of my life that I thought that my brain had eaten. You know what I mean? I thought that there were parts of me that I couldn't access anymore. I didn't think I had joy about things anymore, and I do. And it's amazing. You know what I mean? And I love it. Today I was talking about things that I had forgot about. Like, wow, I have done some really cool things. I've had some really amazing experiences, and I have a story to tell. I have parts of me that I want to share. I haven't wanted to share parts of myself with the online world in a long time. Break the generational pattern and be happy in your own way. No kids, that's fine because you are happy. Absolutely. I've just seen too many kids messed TF up by parents who choose a step parent over a kid. My kid's dad was willy-nilly about his partners, and I saw how it affected my kid. I can understand that. One thing I'm thinking about doing is a goal wall. I've been feeling the need to materialize things. Absolutely, definitely. You have to see it. If you see it and believe it, you can achieve it. Ask, believe, and you shall receive. See it, feel it, touch it, visualize it. I like physical walls. I like digital walls. I like notepads. I like drawings. I like thinking about things I want all day. Sometimes I'll be sitting in my room and I'll just pretend, and I know I'll manifest, and I'll say, Mom, can you go to the first floor and get my notebook? Or could you ask my assistant, why don't you go and lay on the boat? You don't want to get some sun on your legs? No, you don't want to get in the water? Okay. If you get in the water, I'll come in with you. And I manifest this life where I'm living in a beautiful island, and my mom is there and she's happy to have a boat, and we're swimming and we're free, and the time is luxury. I never really manifest material items and stuff like that. Always feelings, always experiences, always freedom, always comfort. And and I just believe it, and I include my loved ones, and that's what I've been doing lately. But I also understand, if you have no desire to have a life that includes children, I don't want to have kids, and I was told I couldn't, but some higher power had other plans for me. I completely understand that. And if I had a complete change of heart, I almost feel like I would have had it by now for me personally. But if I were to have one, I have a few years, and because I'm mature and maturing even more and more, I know that my kid would definitely be well taken care of. You know what I mean? There are just certain factors I can't control, that I don't love. And it seems like so many people are giving birth to children with neurological issues, and love goes far beyond genes and genomes and what's going on within your kid, but that would also be hard for me, for anyone. You know what I mean? And because I'm super sensitive and I have a hard time, I don't do well with stress. I just absolutely. There are certain things that I just don't want. That just feel so heavy. Like, I don't know if you guys follow the Jackson family values on Instagram. Her son drowned and he survived for, I think, maybe about a year or so, maybe less. And then he eventually passed away, and her pain is palpable. You know, her pain is palpable. And I can't imagine something like that happening. My cousin just passed away at 44, and I was talking to her mom, my aunt, the other day, and I'm not strong enough to go through certain things, y'all. And that's it. Take my word for it. Take my word for it. I am not strong enough. You know what I mean? I'm not strong enough to go through certain things. I'm not, and I don't want to be. I don't want to develop no superhuman strength. I've used all my black woman strength for my life, and now I just need to be weak. And well, I need to be fragile, and I need to be soft, and I need to be cared for. I don't want to care for anything. I don't even want a pet. I don't want any kind of responsibilities. I'm just like so tired. Like my soul is tired from responsibilities, from having to be young and responsible, from, you know, being so needed and so called upon in relationships, whether they be friendships, romantic relationships, family relationships. Because I'm responsible, because I'm an overachiever, I feel like people call on me so much. People lean on me. You know what I mean? I don't even like hugging people anymore. Like, I'm touched out. I'm tired. You know what I mean? I'm overcoming it. I'm coming out from it. But it was something that I dealt with in the past. You know, just being so needed and being so dependent upon and having to be so mature, so young. I had a childhood. I can't say that I didn't, but it could have been longer. You know, it could have been more childlike. You know, I burn out easily. You know, I get overwhelmed a little easily. You know, I'm sure you guys understand. Yeah, I can't believe my cousin passed away. Like, I just can't believe it. Sometimes I sit and I think, like, yeah. But yeah, so. But being a single parent isn't fun all the time. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it does. You know, but I also know that I'm lucky that my kid is good. I'm honored to be his mother, but not another one I have. Absolutely. 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 Thank you. And absolutely feel where you're coming from, you know. And I have so much respect for moms, single moms, moms in relationships, moms co-parenting, moms period. You know, and when I say sometimes that I don't want kids, I never wanted to come across that. I have so much respect for mothers. I love my mom so much, and I have so much respect for moms, and that's why I just don't think anybody can walk in y'all's shoes. I don't think it's something that everybody can or should do. It's such an important job. It is the most important job in the world. This is the most important job in the world. And some people are doing a terrible job at it, and it's scary to see. You know, raising, forming, growing people is otherworldly. And it's so important. It's not something to be entered into lightly. You know, I know my limits. I know I can only handle one. Oh well. I tell my kid that all the time, and he tells me he's glad he's the only one. Hey, I completely understand that. I try not to yawn. It's a job that is thankless. It's a job that goes unpaid. in so many ways. I mean, you guys understand where I'm coming from. There's definitely a reward in raising a great kid, a great member of society, a great person, a great husband or wife or friend, lover. That's so rewarding, but I know it's a hard job. I wish more people knew their limits and would abide by them too. Yeah, I'm terribly impatient and I'm terribly impatient. I have a very short um, tolerance. I have very low tolerance. Um, and I know that it would wear on me heavily. I know that it would. I was watching this lady feed her baby, and her baby was crying. You got to burp him, he was gassy. She had to get him to fart and do all this stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I would have put that baby in a crib. I would have closed the door, and I would have had to walk outside and sleep in my car or something. I'm just the trembling, the shaking, crying. I've been stressed out. Lord Jesus. Even watching the video, it did too much. Oh my God. It was too much. Crying. She's crying. She's by herself. She's milking. She's fixing, burping, unlatching bottles, putting it here. I don't know, Labyrinth. I very much see me having to leave the premises. I would, because I have tinnitus, and that would have been tearing my ears up. My ears would have been popping and swooshing and whooshing, and I feel like I would have had a physical reaction. Like, yeah, I would have had to put the baby down into the crib, and I would have had to go sit outside for a while. I will cry. I will cry. And I could see me being hell to my spouse, because you're gonna need to step in because I'm gonna lose it. Yeah, I could imagine that. I could imagine that. I have a very low, like when we were even talking about the dating, like I get overstimulated really easy. When there's lots of noises going on, when there's lots of activity, when I'm being pulled in different directions, I get real bad. I don't want to talk about it because I don't know if this will get cut off. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about these kind of things, but I get really bad. And I need to remove myself. I suffer from migraines, and my ear gets really messed up with lots of stuff going on, and I don't think I would be any good. Like physically, I don't think I'd be able to handle it. I'd be insane. And I was just watching this lady, and I was just like, oh my God. Yeah, I could completely imagine that. Because I remember being young, and I used to have my nephew a lot because his mom was struggling with things. And I remember putting him either in his stroller and pushing his stroller into the room, and then walking out and being in a different room, or laying down the blanket and like laying him on the floor with nothing around him, and having to go and having to be calm and get things together and come back and care for him, because I just, it's too much. It's a lot, you know. I remember I used to go to the store with him, and people used to always tell me, "Oh my God, your son is so cute. Your son is so cute." And I'm like, "He's not my son." And they would always say, "Oh my God, he looks just like you. You know, if he's your son, you could say it." I'm like, "If he was my son, I would say it. He's not my son." He was so handsome. He was such a cute little boy. And yeah. Everyone is not strong. I have heard horrible stories of mothers drown their babies. There are a lot of stories. They either end up doing something like that, or they end up doing something to themselves, or they end up just running away, leaving the whole family. You know, I hear about that a lot, and I can't say that I don't understand because my friend didn't want kids. She met a guy, she fell in love with him, and he pretty much told her, like, if you don't have my kid, I'll leave you. And she grappled with it and she struggled with it. And eventually she decided to have the kid. I believe he was unfaithful while she was pregnant. She she went through a lot, and she eventually ended up leaving the family. I believe she ended up coming back. I haven't heard from her in a really long time. We used to be friends when I lived in New Jersey, and we both had African husbands. And I don't know how she is. I don't know what's going on with her. I don't like a bunch of noise either. Overlapping sounds can irk me bad. I have to watch myself around kids. Yeah. Screaming at the top of your lungs and making a whole bunch of noises and a whole bunch of kids screaming at once. Like I have a pool here and I have to close all the windows when they're out there because it's so annoying. It's a mind battle and you need to pray for strength. Been done snaps and can't take it back. I don't like hurting no child's feelings. And of course there are rare cases, but mother's bond. Absolutely. Hi, Aurora. Yeah, you know. I like kids for what it's worth. Kids of a certain age. I like babies. They're sweet, you know, really sweet and cute and stuff like that. I just can't imagine having to be responsible every day, all day for the rest of my life. Or every day, all day until they're a certain age, but then you still have, you know, you still care, you're still, you know. We were talking about kids, relationships. We talked about dating. We talked about everything. Talked about a little bit of everything. And but yeah, I'm not gonna keep you guys too much longer because I am getting kind of tired. And I thought about something that I was gonna. Oh, I'm supposed to hop on Alibaba now that it's like 11 o'clock in China. I'm looking for some products that I'd like to restock. Trust me, I can't stand an ill-mannered brat, and I still don't tolerate a screaming child. People say that my child is well-mannered, but that's because I don't put up with no mess. Absolutely, and I don't blame you. My mom was very much that way. I don't feel like as a kid I had the options to be that. No. Okay. Thank you so much, Aurora. Children who act wild are socialized to be wild. I can understand that. You know, I remember I was talking to this lady and she was saying that she wants to get in shape and all this stuff, but her kid won't eat this and her kid won't eat that. And I can understand it to an extent, but I think sometimes you just have to take some of the options away. Like when I was growing up in my house, like you ate what was on the table or you didn't eat. You know, there's certain things that my mom knew that I genuinely did not like. And she would try not to make it very much. Or if she did make it, there would be a little something different for me, perhaps. But I wanted to tell her so bad, you are the mom. Like, you control what's happening in your house. You control what's being purchased and what's being cooked. Like, if you need to make a lifestyle change for your health and for the betterment of your family, then your kids need to get on board. Point blank, period. Get their kids on board. Oh, my kids don't want it. Oh, well. Starve then. Or you can get a job and you can buy your own food. Like, there wasn't too much options in my house. There wasn't a democracy in my house. You're gonna eat what's on this table or you're not gonna eat. Point blank, period. Oh, you don't want to eat that? Well, I guess you're not hungry. What are you talking about? I'm the mother. And what I say goes. And we're eating this tonight for dinner. Get with it. And have a choice. Okay. I'm gonna dance like there's no other day and I'm gonna post it on Facebook. Oh my God. Not telling you to have a child at all. I know it's not for all, but trying to explain you are really different with your own children. No, I get it. I get it. I do get it. I totally get it. You know what I mean? Because you have that experience in so many different things. I used to feel that way about having a car. Like, oh my God, it's gonna stress me out too much. I don't know. It's expensive and insurance, and not to compare cars and kids. But when I got my car, my first car, I was like, oh, this is not so bad. This is not so hard. Put a little gas in you, get your little checkup, just get a little tire. Insurance wasn't too much money. You know, it wasn't as hard as I thought, but just the things that I know that it takes. Sometimes I think, you know, you just say, you know what? I don't know if the risk outweighs the reward. I don't know if the reward outweighs the risk, or I don't know, you know what I mean? Woo! You know? Now, if it were a more short-term thing, or if infancy was a little bit different, if the birthing process, if the carrying for nearly a year, if men were more reliable, if I felt like men could see their way through the hormone changes, fluctuation, the body issues, post-pregnancy, postpartum, and all that stuff, because for me, in my head, I feel like that's where a lot of stuff goes wrong. You know what I mean? Now, there are children in my building that are very noisy, but it's okay. Wish my neighbors in the service like you, but I mean, it's not their fault. Yeah. We get kids here that come on vacation sometimes, and I'm really glad that the building is made of cement. Like you can't hear anything if you close the windows for the most part, but sometimes it's just like, I get that you guys are having a good time or whatever, but the constant screaming, is it that necessary? Like, I get it, you're having a good time, but yeah. For real, trust and believe, I would never tell people to have children. They ruin your whole damn life. I can't wait to have my life back. I'm almost there, LOL. I love him. I totally get it. I totally get it. You know what I mean? I mean, being a kid, I was a very aware kid. I was very aware of the fact that my mom, sacrificed a lot for us. I was very aware that there were things that she wanted to do. There was places that she wanted to go. There was experiences she wanted to have. Hell, some of the things that she wanted to do, she still did while she had kids, and it affected us. And, there's just a lot. I think a lot of people forget that you may not have kids, but I think the closest thing to having a kid, and a lot of people may not agree, but I think you understand the experience through being a kid. But then again, I think it depends on what kind of kid you were. Because I think there are kids who are allowed to only be kids. Their whole childhood is only them being a child. But then there are kids who, halfway through their childhood, they have to become adults. And they have to become aware. And they have to be responsible. And they're put in positions that may not necessarily be the most childlike. So for me, you know what I mean? By the time I hit 11 years old, I was 20. You know what I mean? I was responsible. I had to watch. You know what I mean? Certain things I had to help. And especially when you have multiple kids, the older kids, they become mini parents. This is something we see on social media a lot. You know what I mean? You got the 11-year-old raising the kid. Like, it's a lot. I was definitely, the only girl in my family. I was a mini mom. You know what I mean? And it's a lot. Helping with laundry and dishes and cooking and cleaning and doing this and that and babysitting other people's kids and this and that and that and this. It's a lot. You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly, Philippe. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's just like, child, I helped raise my little brother, I helped raise my nephew, my nieces, the neighbor kids, this kids, that kids, child. I knew how to make bottles when I was like 10, changing diapers, walking and rocking and pushing, doing all this and that, and it's just like, no. I be tired, and when I'm tired, I'm a mess. I'm a heathen. I get overtired. There's no telling what I'll do. There's no telling. You get the shaking, and you feel weak, and you can't think straight. It's a mess. It's a mess. Y'all put in work. You know what I mean? I understand where you're coming from. Because you do have to step into the role and you will rise to the occasion. I have absolutely, positively no doubt that I would make it through, but at what cost? However, you know what I mean? At what cost? For me, particularly. But I have so much respect and I do understand where you're coming from. Totally. I understand where you're coming from. Because, doing hair too, honey. Yeah. And, I wouldn't change many things about me because they all helped me to become who I am. Child. It's a lot to think about. I'd be interested to see what the future has in store.
I love working in the garden, and I love doing repairs around the house. I felt very limited to do things that I
So,
really,
but I'm gonna let you guys go.
and I love
I feel like I talked your ear off. I feel like I got off track. That's one thing about me, and I have a hard time with these. I have a hard time with these lives because I just start running mouth. I just start running mouth. And I've had a great conversation with you guys. Thank you so much for those of you who tuned in earlier and now. And yeah, I love this. I'll probably come back maybe next week and we'll talk some more. Definitely stay tuned. I'm gonna be posting some shorts. I'm so glad you guys enjoy my company. I get nervous with lives because it's unscripted, right? And we're just talking about topics off the top of our head. And while I'm honest and I'm candid, occasionally I'm concerned about the topics that pop up. It kind of makes me nervous. So thank you guys for bearing with me and understanding and it not getting weird even earlier when I feel like I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it. You know what I mean? Even earlier when I feel like maybe me and a couple of people had differences of opinions, I'm glad that we did come to an understanding because I don't live for drama. I hate to be in, you know, I don't know what word I'm looking for. I hate to be in disagreement, I guess. I don't know. I love me a good old song. I really do. I really do. I feel like music was a little bit richer before. I like some music now. There's some good music now. But I feel like music was so much richer, more layered back in the day. They just told beautiful stories. Like I was on Instagram today and Google Dolls. I think Disney Up the Girl is being remastered, and I was just like, I love the Google Dolls. I'm sorry, I'm an old bitch. How old? You know I do have a perfume collection. I do. I have a lot of Dossier. I have a lot of mid to low range perfumes. I have a lot of oils. You know, and like I said, like I'm invigorated. I'm excited to do more stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna try to stay out of my victim mentality mindset and just create stuff and put it out. Agree to disagree. Hate to put energy in it. You will see me out. Absolutely. I know. I'm committed. I am. I feel so much better than I ever have. Like, honestly. And then get that little check from Facebook right now. That is cute. I'm happy about that. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? I don't need a Facebook check. But I wasn't expecting it. You know what I mean? And it's always nice to get something that you're not expecting. You know what I mean? Oh my God. I was just having this conversation with Jazzy. I was like, what a poor, sad soul you must be if you're allergic to her. I'm so sorry. Can you at least wear natural scents or something like that? Y'all swear y'all know me. Stop. My cheeks hurt. Wow. It's amazing. Thank you so much for that reminder, Labyrinth. Y'all be doing too much. So if I don't get married, I should just marry one of y'all. And we can be together. Nah, but thank you guys so much. I'm about to sit here and watch One-on-One and Eve and Half and Half and hop on Alibaba and try to get everything that I need to get done tonight. Gives you a headache. Oh. Perfume is life. I'm so sorry to hear that. But I'll see you guys next time. One-on-one. But yeah. Alright, so I'll see you guys on Instagram. My cheeks hurt. I will see you guys on Instagram. I will see you guys on Facebook. I will see you guys here on some shorts. I'm gonna start posting to the community again. And get out of here. I've been doing face yoga lately too. Maybe you guys can tell. I don't know. What is it? And then leave it to me to be saying bye, and then to bring into face yoga. I'm gonna get myself checked out because listen, yeah, shows back in the day were better. Sometimes they border on a little un-PC and a little problematic, but better produced, better production. Like I know, like okay, so I've been into face yoga lately. Can you tell? Like honestly, oh my God, can't believe this is happening right now. But honestly, for the past couple of days, I've been noticing differences. But we'll talk about that in our next live. That will be the topic for the next live. Face yoga. Face yoga. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Now you guys gotta go Google face yoga now. Okay, because okay. Oh my God. I made the promise. Bye. Peace and love. Oh, that air feels so good.